Okay, so today's lesson is going to be about finding good light when you're trying to take portraits. So I know a lot of you have like friends that you want to take pictures of, or like family members, or some of you want to be budding portrait photographers, or just take like really cool pictures. And light is a very important aspect of photos. Like photography is the study of light. So I made this video like a few years ago actually for YouTube talking about how to find good light for pictures, and I felt like this would be actually a good lesson to repurpose for you guys. So even though like if you watch the video, you'll see me saying, hey, what's up YouTube, just forget about that part, right? I'm actually talking to you guys, the students, so never mind that. But the principles and the foundations of what I'm talking about apply still today. Nothing has changed, right? Like this is about finding good light for pictures. And so in this video, I will be talking about how I'm using open shade. And open shade is essentially where like you're in a shaded area and it's like it's sunny, but there's a shade that's called open shade. That's why it's open, because it's shade, but it's still sunny out, it's still bright out. So I'm gonna be talking about open shade and how to navigate and take pictures in open shade, and just basically pay attention to like where I'm positioning myself and where I'm positioning my subject, and how my pictures are coming out like well lit and, you know, properly exposed. And then even though I'm using a real camera, like a digital camera, like a photography camera, I know some of you have cameras, some of you have phones. These principles all apply whether you have a camera phone or actual real camera. So don't be discouraged if you have like a phone and you feel like you can't use these tips. These tips all apply. And I will probably go more in depth with this like in the next class that I show. I'll do more advanced techniques for finding good light. So yeah, enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, let me know. I guess you can like hit me up on Instagram or send me email or whatever happened. But yeah, this is a video I shot a few years ago on YouTube, and I'm just going to use this as today's lesson on finding good light. And yeah, it's getting nice outside, so make sure you take these tips and practice them yourself. Alrighty, peace out. Okay, so YouTube, quick thing I want to get off my chest. Typically when I'm shooting, we'll always have to have a starting point, right? So I usually like to start with like the 50. I usually start with the 50 or the 35 because that's like a comfort zone for me. So I usually take like test shots with the 50 because it's right in the middle of the 85 and the 35, which I also shoot with. And I kind of get a feeling with the 50mm shoot, and then I go into the other lenses and kind of work my composition. So we're going to start off with the 50mm and then start working out some shots. As you can see, this location here kind of matches her outfit. She has like blacks with the olive. Is that olive?
Hunter green.
Hunter green. Okay, there's a hunter green. I get my greens up. Yeah. Hunter green. So this whole environment kind of works, as well as the lighting. It's an open shade situation. So if you look there, this is where all the sun and the light is. And then it's coming in here, which gives us like a perfect open shady type of situation. Let's put the right there. See how the light's like just perfect on her body? Makes for the easiest shooting situation, okay? So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna switch my lenses out and get to the shooting. So what I'll have you do is just do all it, just flow. It's gonna flow. Okay? Hold that. Okay, start moving. Start moving. Perfect. I'm gonna have you do, I like that stand. So, you watch me here. Watch me here. So, what I'm gonna have you do is kind of do like a walk to the side, back. Just kind of move around, back, turn around, bam, rock, okay? Right? Okay, hold that.
So I'm gonna like do like a
something like, yeah, just some natural, like you bowling in front of the camera, you're like, what? Yeah, like that, yeah, perfect. Hold that, wait. Okay, perfect. All right, ready?
Yep.
Go. Pause. I gotta move this stuff out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna have you come sit to the edge. Do you like those?
Yes.
You wanna do another round?
No, those are good. That's good.
Let me get low. Okay, YouTube. So it's all about perspective. I can stand up and I can shoot her above, and I also like to bend the knees. It's really important that you bend those knees, okay? Do it for the gram. Hold that. Oh. Well, I'm not bending these. I'm sitting because I'm too old to bend. So I'll sit down before I bend. Hold that. And then we'll move over there. So I'm gonna take some shots here. And then also, when you're shooting, so you have the sun coming in, right there, which can be a problem for shooting. So usually I try to move, and so it's behind. So I'll show you on the camera. Okay, YouTube, so what's going on here is I have my subject in this situation, and we got some good sun flare coming down there, right? Now I could do this, but then my hand's in the camera, and I don't want to have to crop the picture out. So what I typically try to do is position away with this tree right here to kind of like have the tree block the sun, and then kind of work my way around these trees somewhat. So bam, see, it's like not as strong right there. Then I can take this picture, bop, move around. Oh, look at this sun flare. Oh, it's gone now. And so then I would just move you. Bam. See right there? All of this works. And I'm still getting that pretty rim light behind her, but not all of this ugly flare that'll just wash out the photo. And I'm not trying to do that right now. So that's what's going on. Good. Perfect.
You say gorge?
I know. I know. Been hanging around too many females. Oh, hold it! Don't move! No, just go back. Look back down. Perfect. Yeah, just do that rock. Look this way. Perfect. Smile a little. Don't beat me up. Don't fight me, please. Okay. All right. What? And then twirl.
It's not a twirling dress.
Just do it anyway.
See, nothing happens.
Yeah, but it just makes you look happy, right? There you go. Look at, see? Way out of nowhere. Look at that. Okay, do it again. What? They happy because I'm happy. Okay, for real. Bring that one down. Straighten it out. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. There we go. You gotta hurt, okay? It's gotta hurt. Ankles in check. Perfect. Yep, that's perfect. And then look here. Yep. All of that. What is life right now? Also, as I'm shooting, I'm making sure I shoot. And some of these photos will be tight. Like you'll try to put it on Instagram and it'll be like this. And so I'm sorry. But then some of them we have plenty of space. But the one that you want will be like this. This is just
make it work.
If you know how to use Photoshop, you can. I've had to stretch photos before, like digital, like going in Photoshop, do a background, just so I could fit the photo perfectly. Oh yeah. So stay there, don't look at that. Okay, YouTube, I want to give a quick tip for finding good light. As you know, we are in what I like to call open shade, but not all open shade is equal, right? There's a difference in quality and light. So back up. So what I want you to see here is we have our model right here at the edge. Let's see if you can see the line. Am I in there? So there's a line right here where the sun is coming and is splitting. So come up. Boom, it's bad. Come on this side so you can see. Okay, so bam. That's like too artistically. We're not trying to be this artistic. We're trying to be nice and flat and even. See, so if I was trying to be moody and stuff, this could work because this is split lighting. There's a good split down the middle. That's called split lighting. But we don't want that. So back up a little bit. Boom. Now she's like nice and flat and perfectly lit. And there's a line right here. To get the most flattering, and when I say flattering, meaning beauty, to get the most flattering light, you want your subject as close to the edge of that line as possible. This line right here, you want them as close to that as possible because what's going on is, show it down here. This light right here is all coming in and it's bouncing up into her face. So she's like nice and flatly lit. So I'm going to take a photo with the 50mm ISO 160, 1500, 1500 at f2. I'm going to take the shot and I'm going to go up on her face. So stay there. Boom. Okay, so she's nice and flat lit. Now, I'm going to have you back up like 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop right there. Okay, so now she's a little bit further in light. Come up. Now here comes a tractor trailer. Pause for a second. So I have my subject model move back just a few steps. So let's actually see. So they can see what's going on. Back up. So they can see the actual line. Okay, so I had her move from this location just a few steps back to this location, right? It's still good light. This is great light. This is still good light, but I'm going to take a photo and show you the difference in quality. I'm not going to change any settings. I'm just going to take a picture of her right there now. Boom. Okay, so you'll see them come up on the screen. What's going on is the photo on the left, her face is a little more washed out, and she's her face is more evenly lit, it's more flat lit, so it's more flattering. It takes away all of the what is the word? It takes away the blemishes and things like that in her face. Any kind of shadows, it takes that away. It's flat lighting. But as we go deeper into the shade, it gives her face a little more dimension because now there's shadows, there's highlights and shadows, so there's a little more dimension in her face. But what that also does is that brings more emphasis to any blemishes that she may have on her face. There's no right or wrong way. I can't say that one picture is necessarily the right way and the wrong way. To me, it's just the difference between good light in great light, depending on what you're going for and what you're kind of trying to shoot. So just keep that in mind when you're modeling or when you're shooting and you're trying to find lighting and locations for your subject. Always light first, always location second. In this case, if I was shooting, I could still shoot her back there and be just fine. Those pictures will still come out great. But if I want to get them a little bit better, then I bring her a little bit closer. So just keep that in mind when you're shooting. And there's a line. If you want the most flattering light, try to get your subject as close to the limit as you can. Okay? Cool.